This particular picture made headlines on Zimbabwean social media mid last year. It was a meme, it was comedy gold, it had a lot of shares, but ironically, it was a reflection of how susceptible Zimbabweans are to being exploited. It was a prophecy fulfilled because experts had repeatedly warned people against joining this platform. This is the story of how eCreator swindled $1 million from unsuspecting Zimbabweans using a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent investment operation, which means that they misrepresent sources of income. They use money from new investors to pay off old investors. In other words, they actually lie that they're investing the money into different industries. But what they're doing is they're simply taking money from new recruits, paying off old recruits. Because old investors have received a return on their investment, they are convinced to keep injecting more money into the business. But it is a scam and it's illegal. For a Ponzi scheme to work, the money that is being injected by new recruits has to surpass the payouts that are required per week. If there are no new recruits, it means that there will be no money for payouts. This is when the Ponzi scheme collapses. Everyone except the leaders of the Ponzi scheme think that the money is coming from returns on investment. The company is taking the money, investing it in different businesses, investing it in different industries for a return. As I said in the beginning of this video, they misrepresent the source of funds, which means that a lot of people in the Ponzi scheme are not aware that the money that they're receiving is coming from the people that they are recruiting. Many people think that a Ponzi scheme is a pyramid scheme, which is not exactly true. The two are related but are different. A pyramid scheme is a bit more complex because it involves the selling of products or services, but also has perks and benefits for people that recruit new members. This is usually the style of MLM companies, multi-level companies. They use non-salaried people to market their products. Pyramid schemes are a strategy to sell products and services through a non-salaried workforce. They want to use people without paying them, so they give them an impression that they're giving them products for them to sell. The sad truth, however, is that people who join pyramid schemes rarely make their money. In fact, a study proved that 99.6% of people who join as members never make back the money that they initially invested. For you to join a pyramid scheme, you don't just invest money in the business like in a Ponzi scheme. You have to buy products or services that you will later have to resell for a profit. So pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes are illegal. However, MLMs, multi-level companies, have found a loophole to pretend as if they are not emphasizing on recruitment as a method to make money. MLMs make more money through recruitment than in actually selling of products and services. They are aware that you're going to struggle to sell those products, to sell those services, but they want your money. So they are leaving you with their products while you invest money in the business. It is important to note that almost 99% of all multi-level companies are pyramid schemes and have found a way to go around the legal framework and act like they are just paying people on commission for selling their products. These systems are intentionally created for people to lose money. It's just a way to extort the poor. They make it seem like your inability to sell a product or to sell a service is because of your shortcomings. They use false motivation to draw more money from you. They encourage you to use their products before you sell them because they want your money, not your customers' money. But in a Ponzi scheme, there are no products or services. You are investing your money for a return, for a quick return. But eventually, as recruitment slows down, the system collapses. This is exactly what happened to eCreator. When you joined initially, you'd be called an employee and the first tier will be VIP. You had to invest a minimum of $15 for a maximum withdrawal of $50 at the end of the month. The next tier was VIP 2. You had to invest a minimum of $100 for an output of $500 at the end of the month. The last tier was VIP 3. You had to invest a minimum of $500 for an output of a whopping $2,000 at the end of the month. For you to upgrade your tier, you had to recruit and number of people. Like we said in the beginning of the video, Ponzi schemes emphasize on recruitment. So because when people initially join with $15, they get paid $50, they become even more greedy. They want easy money with less effort. So they begin to recruit, telling lies, keeping up appearances, making false claims in order for many of their family members, their friends, their workmates, their boyfriends, their husbands to also join so that they make more money. I'm sure you can tell by now, Ponzi schemes weaponize greed to exploit people. They know that people want money that they have not worked for. So they exploit their greed, promising them even higher returns with less effort. I'm sure a lot of Zimbabweans also face the recruitment efforts from their friends, from their sisters, from their cousins, from their workmates, because these people wanted to make more money. So these people are willing to lie and exaggerate the truth in order to get more members to join so that they can also qualify for a higher return. It is also important to note that a lot of Zimbabweans also knew that this was a scam and they knew that it would eventually collapse. But because of greed, they did not care how many people will lose money as long as they have made quick and easy cash. eCreator also employed a very common tactic in pyramid and Ponzi schemes, which is toxic positivity. They try to act as if you are only poor because you're not doing the right things and you need to be motivated enough, because they want you to let your guard down. They want you to be overly optimistic about something that you have little information on so that you can be easy to steal from. Toxic positivity is a tactic that is used in most mega churches, MLMs, and pyramid schemes. They emphasize on positivity and ignoring negativity as a way for you to reject all the voices of reason in your life. So you become a person that thinks that I'm motivated, I'm working hard, I'm going to build a better future for myself, I'm going to invest all my money and I'm going to be rich. But what they're doing is they're igniting your greed. You don't even recognize that it is greed. You think it's because you're motivated to work hard. But what is really happening is that you are being motivated to spend more and more of your money before it collapses. It is also important to know that Ponzi schemes usually display certificates, legal documents on their walls to convince new members that they are legal, but there was nothing legal about eCreator. What boggles my mind up to today is how EcoCash never flagged this account. It was receiving hundreds of thousands of US dollars per day, but they never saw anything fishy about this account. I would assume that in a normal country, hundreds of thousands of dollars entering an EcoCash account should be a big red flag, and the government should have investigated before people lost their money. The day it all crumbled, there were speculations and rumors on Facebook that it was becoming more and more difficult to withdraw money from the platform. This platform had become so popular and a topic of discussion on social media because influencers and socialites had advertised this business to their followers. Which brings us to another concern. Should influencers and socialites have lawyers that manage legalities of the companies that they're advertising? Because they were complicit in recruiting people into a scam. Because of their influence, people trusted their judgment. But in this case, they actually caused thousands of Zimbabweans to lose their hard-earned money. So I think that socialites and influencers should always have lawyers that they run companies that come to them through first before advertising on their behalf, because they could be complicit in crime and end up going to jail. So the legality of the companies that go to socialize and influencers need to be verified before they advertise. eCreator responded on his official Facebook page, putting these matters to rest. It claimed that there was no problem, there was just a systematic issue with the application, that it would be resolved soon. However, this would soon be proved false. In a few days, a second post confirming the rumors was made from the official Facebook page. However, this time it was stating that a Chinese national named Zhao Jiatong was trying to leave the country with over $1 million of eCreator funds. The police then managed to arrest him at the airport before he managed to flee the country and charged him with fraud. Two Zimbabweans were also arrested, Justin Kucheke and Trimota Fomane, who were more visible as eCreator was being run. These people were used as front runners but were not the ones that were actually running eCreator. eCreator. eCreator was being run by Zhao and another Chinese national, Thomas Seido. It seems like Thomas was the one that was running the application from China and Zhao was the one that was running it on the ground. Thomas then claimed that Zhao had become greedy and taken the money without his consent. So he was also trying to defraud Thomas, but they started this business together. It's more than a matter of a bruised ego. It's more than a matter of I told you so, or you should have done this, or we could have done this. It is a story about how to recognize the animal of Ponzi schemes so that it does not eat us again as a nation. These people were not necessarily stupid, but they were greedy and naive and were willing to make money at any cost. What you need to realize is that no one creates a business model to benefit you. If you are in any business, you are the one that is losing. Human beings are inherently selfish. If they've created a business model, it benefits them. Especially if it's a pyramid scheme, those at the top are the ones getting 90% of the paycheck. The rest at the bottom are the ones that are injecting money into the business. These companies are created by manipulative, exploitative people that are willing to get rich at any cost. They claim they want to give you financial freedom, but what they are doing is they are using your free labor because they know just how hard you want to make it. Your labor, your time, your investment is what they want without having to pay you a salary. You have to be skeptical of everyone that promises you financial freedom. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. Ciao.